Speaker. In my constituency of South West Devon, nearly 22,000 of my constituents will lose their winter fuel payment, and only currently 1,500 receive it. That's a massive cliff edge for those 22,000 residents. And whilst many of them may feel that they don't require that payment, as has been mentioned by some honourable members today, the vast majority of those pensioners in my constituency would fall into low and middle income brackets because we're in the South West where things just do not have such high financial values. Many of the properties, as has been alluded to by the member for North Cornwall, are also off-grid. And did you realise that 24% of homes across the South West do not have gas, that much cheaper source of energy than many people are able to use, who resort to using oil and logs to heat their homes with the enormous costs that go with them? So we've got that additional challenge. Touched upon already has been those who are single, those who are in receipt of the older basic state pension, which is not as high as the new state pension, and those with health conditions. And one resident who was perhaps the first who contacted me, 74 years old, single man on an older style pension, yet just outside of the bracket for pension credit or any other form of benefit, who is deeply concerned.
Honourable friend, thank you. My honourable friend makes a very good point about those with health conditions, and I hope she'll agree with me that there is no provision within this for those living with dementia or long-term frailty. Dementia and long-term frailty are not means-tested diseases or conditions, yet the government has not made any provision or any assessment of how those living with dementia will miss out.
Yes, absolutely. I do agree with you, and he's raised my honourable friend has raised an incredibly important point about those vulnerable older people who do live with dementia, and many of our constituents will be in that situation. And actually that brings me neatly to the point I was going to end with, but I'll mention it now, which is, why are we not looking at other alternatives for how we can deal with this cliff edge? I don't know if you remember, but our benches here produced the council tax rebate scheme a couple of years ago, and we used the council tax system as a mechanism for ensuring that the most vulnerable received that support, which enabled any household in receipt of it because of dementia or because of single person or because they didn't have a particularly high income and received council tax credit to receive the discount on that council tax rebate, which I believe could be replicated here with the winter fuel payment, which offers an alternative way of avoiding that cliff edge for so many of our residents. But just finally, health has already been mentioned, but I want to use this as an opportunity to highlight the fact that so many more elderly people are going to need hospital care, but that's massively impacted and at risk because the party opposite will not confirm which of the new hospital programmes are going forward, and in particular the emergency and urgent care centre in Plymouth that is going to be vital to providing the health care that our older people need if they are not able to heat their homes and are not able to look after themselves and ensure that they have all the support that they need. Thank you.